Texas Tech has a nice squad. Don't count them out because they only won 7 games last year. Let's look at everybody they played and how they played them. Now, I know one of the games that they played because I watched it very, very closely uh last year because we was getting ready to play them. So Texas Tech, let's look at their record. They won 7 games. Now, they first loss, probably threw them for a loop. They played Wyoming, which you can't take Wyoming lightly, but that coach was going up against something he ain't never seen before, really. Like, Wyoming is a team that's built like North Dakota State, as in they get their guys and they build them up. They develop them boys. Because that coach was the coach that put North Dakota State on the map. That's coaching at Wyoming. So he built Wyoming up. So Wyoming, don't let it fool you like Wyoming went good. Wyoming had them in 2 overtimes, but they could have won that. So that's 8 wins right there. The next game, they could have beat none other than Oregon. Oregon barely got out of there, and that game was 30-38. They had Oregon. I watched that game over and over and over. They had Oregon. They had Oregon number. So I'm telling y'all, when you go down to Lubbock, Texas, you better come with it. Boy, it gets for real. So they could have won that game. So that's 7 wins, 8-9. That's 9-0 right there. West Virginia game. I didn't get to see that one, but I am going to go check it out. That game was only 7 points. So 3 losses that they had, instead of being 7-6, they could have been 10-3. All right, let's go down to the K-State loss. K-State got them a little bit, and BYU got them a little bit. But I'm gonna go glance at it. And Texas beat the brakes off of them. So it was no way they was gonna beat Texas. But 3 of their losses they could have won. The other 2 I gotta go check. But let's look at what they got. They have one of the top running backs in the country. Tajay Brooks. Man, that man 5'10", 230. That's a bowling ball out there running. Bam! 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 Listen, the man ran for, hold on, let me tell you how many yards he ran for. Hold up. Let me see now. They rushing. He was averaging 162 yards a game or somewhere in that ballpark. And it looked like he ran for about 1,500 yards. 1,500 yards, y'all. Now, they're bringing back 4 starters on offense, 3 on defense. Let me look. They bringing back their quarterback. You know the quarterback be the main piece. The quarterback is the main piece to the whole offense. This is what the book say about them. Texas Tech offensive outlook is strong heading into 2024. With the return of the starting quarterback, Morton and Brooks, with the O-line getting revamped. Tech brought in 4 starters on the offensive line with their also with a new line coach. So the new O-line coach coming from I guess the other coach went back to Washington State for another stunt. Oh, he came back from Washington State. So bam, new O-line coach coming back. So he already ready. He coming back. Then you have Vinny at guard, and he came from Toledo. Carter came from Memphis, started. I know Colorado was after him. Both was first team all conference, so they don't count them as starters, but they should be. So that's what they say, 4 offensive starters. Now you can make that 5, 6. Let's see how many other guys they got. And Caleb moved to center. So they got him already. Let me see. And then let me check out the other. Then, now, wide receiver, they got one wide receiver named Dre. He from Tallahassee. That boy is a baller. Dre is a baller, y'all. Let me see who else they got. All right. Receivers include 5-star freshman Michael Hudson. Where they got him starting at? They ain't got him starting, but he on the squad, who is expected to be an immediate impact. So that's another ball at wide receiver. Let me see. Washington State wide receiver caught 61 passes last year, 900 yards, almost 1,000, and 8 touchdowns. Man, look. So that's a starter. Yo, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's really 8 guys they got starting on offense, y'all. They playing around. They say they ain't starters, but to me, they starters. Then they said Caleb was a starter. He started 5 games at Florida before he got injured, and he came over. So, yo, I'm just telling you, Texas Tech offense does look like they could come with it. It does look like they could come with it. Transfers abound at tight end, too. Who they got? Jalen coming in. He had 74 receptions at Arizona State. And then they got another tight end coming in, last name Miller, and he set a tight end record at Elon. Yo, so their offense going to be good. Basically, their offense is going to be good. Their offense going to be good. Now, let's check out this defense. The defense only had 3 starters come back, but let's see if guys start at other places. Their defense coordinator will have a lot of new faces. Only 3 players come back. Yep. That played at least 6 games last year. Let's see that they bring in some transfers. Ooh. Now they linebacker firepower. They linebacker done had 107 tackles as a freshman. Hey, they linebacker is 5. Ben Roberts, that boy good. Hey, Ben, do your thing, boy. All right, up front, they got a solid duo, Jalen and Tony. Let me see. Hold up. Nah. Them boys, they wish they had them boys. So they O-line had to do a total rebuild. They most notable guy they brought in is DeBraylon. He's 6 foot, 300 pounds. He a run stopper, had 7 sacks in 3 years at Rice. And then they also returning Banks and Quincy. They had solid experience. Now they DBs. Woo-wee. Now they secondary. They bringing back 2 guys that started last year, but they secondary young. They secondary young, y'all. So offense is going to have to carry Texas Tech. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing. Offense going to have to carry Texas Tech, y'all. They say following their first 8-win season last year, I guess they won the bowl game. But if McGuire can get his team to roll and gel early and no turnovers, they could have enough. Nah, y'all, they defense. The defense is, I believe, going to be their hold off. They young at they have 2 senior D tackles, D linemen, and then they outside edges are young guys. Now, young guys don't mean you can't do nothing. I just think it's going to be harder. They linebacker, they got 1 superstar linebacker. Then the other linebacker, he done played some ball. The secondary, they finna get their feet wet and get off into it. Braylon did start last year, and then they got a safety named CJ. He started last year. But I think their defense gonna be. They gonna need the defense. Offense gonna have to carry this squad. Offense gonna have to carry. And they lucky they punter coming back, so they punter can punt that thing where he need to. All right, they got Abilene Christian. That's a Texas school. That's a D1 AA school. They should win. Washington State at Washington State. They should win. North Texas, they should win. So they 3-0. Arizona State, they should win. That's 4-0. Cincinnati, they should win. That's 5-0. They can actually be 5-0 by the time this season ends. 5-0. Then October is where it started to get crunch time. October, they have Arizona. Now, that's going to be a tough game. Arizona probably got offense and defensive players coming back, so I would give that to Arizona. Baylor, they should win. TCU, I haven't seen them. I haven't looked at their roster yet, but I will. So I don't know about that one. Iowa State, good. Iowa State, they probably lose that. So Arizona, Iowa State, they toughest 2 games so far. Colorado is a new rebuilt team, so that's going to be a tough one. Or Oklahoma State going to be a tough one, and West Virginia going to be a tough one. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 tough games I know for a fact. Arizona, depending on what they did. Arizona State, depending on what they did. And Baylor, depending on what all they done did in Texas Tech. But the rest of them, I know they got solid squads. So that's what that's looking like right there. But they are ready for they offense gonna be nice, y'all. The offense gonna come with it. Griffin, what's good? Christian, what's happening? Miss Johnson. HS, what's happening? Look, y'all, so Texas Tech, all in all, let's say they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll be a bowl eligible team. They should be bowl eligible. They should be able to clear 6 wins. After that, I don't know. But they should be able to close 6 wins. Last year, they lost to BYU, but they don't play them this year. They lost to West Virginia. They probably could lose them again. It beat UCF. So their team is going to depend on the defense. Texas Tech, if your defense steps up, y'all will make some noise in the Big 12. If your defense plays young, which they are young now, 25 and 26, Texas Tech defense might be a whole different story. They might play lights out this year, but I just believe as far as with that defense right now, Texas Tech should make a bowl. They should clear 6 wins. I don't know if they'll get more than that, but they should be able to get 6 wins. Hey, that's my time, y'all. Hey, may God bless your health, your wealth, your mind.